And we're live.
Hey everybody, welcome to AKA Geeks. This is second of the week, movie of the week, Halloween horror edition for the month of October. With me I have Lynn.
What's up, everybody?
This week, and as you guys know, I'm Sean. I'm here. This week, we jumped into another anthology film called Holidays. This one, so I got the synopsis, the summary up right now. Holidays is an anthology feature film that puts a uniquely dark and original spin on some of the most iconic and beloved holidays of all time by challenging our folklore, traditions, and assumptions. Lynn, is there any of these holidays that just stands out in your mind positively?
Oh yeah, no. The whole film is a mixed bag of stuff. I have positive and negatives across the board, man. But let's see. I think St. Patrick's Day, Easter, and of course Halloween were the three that for me like put it over the top.
Okay.
The other ones were just a little oddball, or there's like one or two that I didn't care for. But
I agree with you about the second part of your statement. Is that, and my way to describe it would be that some of them just seem like, let's be as weird as we can be.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I had trouble seeing the horror in some of it. If that like a traditional horror film, I thought when I was watching it, I was like, okay, this is just weird.
Yeah, I can pretty much guess which two those were, because I read off of the bat Mother's Day and Father's Day. Those two stories for those two holidays were like, what the fuck?
So okay, Mother's Day, I thought that one was like that one leaves you wondering what is happening at the end, right?
Yeah, it's a big what the fuck. It's exactly what I said.
But Father's Day, it made me like, I want to know more.
No, that was another one that was like, what the fuck? It was like, why was there like, yeah, it does.
Jump into Mother's Day first.
No. Let's start for the first one, which is Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. I thought Valentine's Day was a good version of a shortened down horror film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was a good, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them, I got this vibe where the directors were just trying to be weird.
Yeah.
Or as off the cuff as possible.
Off the kilt.
Yeah, off the kilt as possible. But I felt Valentine's Day was the most like horror film just into a short film.
Well, to me, I took it outside of the death scene. It was more like a stalker film, you know?
Yeah.
Like Fear. Remember Fear with Mark Wahlberg?
Do you remember the swim fan?
Swim fan, another one like that. This had the makings of that.
Or at least a Silverstone one. What was that one called with
Crush.
Crush? Yeah, Crush.
Yeah. So this psychology was like, whoa. I'm like, oh, and you can see right where that girl snapped in the locker room. The moment the blonde mentioned her dad.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, you don't do that. Don't do that.
I thought for a second there that she might snap on her and start beating her ass.
What?
But I was like, then I remembered. I was like, wait, it's a short film. They can't give you the, so yet, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I liked it. I felt like that was most overall like a horror film, just very short. St. Patrick's Day. What did you think of this?
I loved it because it started off, of course, with the Judeo-Christian version of St. Pat's, saying that, he drove all the snakes out of Ireland, and the snakes were a representation of all the pagan individuals. Now, and how it spun around towards the end and said, oh no, that's not what's going on here. I took the little redheaded girl sort of like a leprechaun in a way, because she had these little powers or what have you, and to grant these women, because for some reason she was after these women, her school teacher, man, she was a creepy little girl. I loved that about her. Her eyes and the constant smile. She did a good job.
The little girl did a good job. Creepy, because she's doing the whole thing of not smiling. Then the girl tells her to smile. Then all of a sudden she's smiling, but now she's smiling too much, and now it's a creepy smile.
And she does after the slap.
Yeah, and then she does the whole.
After the slap was the eerie one. I'm like, whoa, that girl's good.
Well, not only that, but then she runs up to her and hugs her and starts listening to her stomach in the supermarket. That little girl was creepy.
She was Damien creepy from The Omen. That's how much creepy she was. I loved her.
I did, but except for the thing that I hated about that one.
What? The drowning mouse?
Huh?
The drowning mouse?
No, I hate.
How could you hate the snake? Did you see its face?
I thought it looked weak.
It looked like something out of How to Train Your Dragon, man.
Well, it looked weak to me. It was like...
Well, it was a baby!
It looked weak to me, man. Like, when they were running around dancing with it and holding it, I was like, that's weak. I was like, they could have done a better job of putting more money into that snake, I felt.
No, it's an independent little short film. No, you're not going to put that much money into it. Get the fuck over that.
Oh, and speaking of that, these are all short films, independently made, whatever. Even though some of them do have directors that you might recognize. I do feel that the quality was pretty even across the board, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. These anthology films, that's one thing I like. In the ABCs of Death, one thing that took me out of those is that they would go up and down in quality of filmmaking or sound or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but that was one thing that I was not cool with. I was like, and then
the pagans dancing around a tree with a giant snake. That's what bothered you.
Not the dancing part, because I totally understood. I understood why they were doing that, because, I mean, he describes it. You know, he describes what's going on right there at the end. Danny Zuko looking dude. That's another thing though. Danny Zuko looking dude didn't look anything like Danny Zuko.
Well, and I took him as a representation of, and here's my problem with this. I took him as a representation of Satan, hence why the S in the back of the jacket as a snake. You know
what I thought of tunnel snakes from Fallout 3.
Well, you only think of one thing, and usually it's stupid. So, but this is another one that, hey, they were going well with the whole pagan aspect, but then you turn around and say, oh, pagans only worship the devil. Now, that's where you're like, oh, you fucked it.
I kind of took that guy as like Satan or a demon as well.
Yeah, so
that's what they made it out to. They made it feel like, I would say.
And what a weird name for the little girl, Grania.
Yeah, G-R-I-A or G-R-A.
I spelled it whatever way I did. I was not looking for spell check on that one. I was just like, oh, as long as I could sound it out, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. The next one up was Easter, and this one.
Creepy as fuck.
It was creepy. It was creepy up until they kept the camera on the Easter Bunny's face for too long.
No, I didn't want them to do that. I wanted, can I stop looking at this weird monstrosity?
Well, okay, they did the whole thing where you got a Catholic woman who
was masturbating in her bedroom.
Yeah, but doesn't know how to tell her daughter that like Easter is something other than like the Easter Bunny aspect of things.
Well, yeah, that's to be fair. The little girl was the mother did not help either. Little girl. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is the mother like that? I found that dumb that this Catholic woman is not understanding how to explain that the Easter Bunny aspect of Easter is something like you don't have to spoil it, but it's not religious. But then the Christ, Jesus Christ arising from the dead thing is a religious thing, and you're a Catholic, but you can't explain that simple thing about that to her. Like, no, it was that you just want to tell her to go to sleep.
But at the same time, when she makes the comment that everything's gonna be like last year, and she mentions her father, this is why I started to get creeped out, because I said, oh great, this aspect is going to involve her father in one shape or form.
That's what I thought.
That's what I took the Easter Bunny as a representation of. Those three things. The Jesus aspect, of course, because he had the thorn of crowns. Of course, he had a bunny head, and he was, popping chicks out of his, where they crucified him.
Where the stigmatas are.
Yeah.
Here's the weird thing about this whole thing. I thought it was super creepy when she kind of spots him, like, kneeling down over there, letting the chicks come out, right?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. I thought they could have totally kept with that creep vibe. And then right when she waits in the hallway, she stops and she's like, you could tell like she's gonna run. I was like, oh shoot, I've done that a million times when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I gotta run past the kitchen where there's no lights, and the other second living room where there's no lights to my bedroom or whatever, you know. And I totally felt her pain. But then the guy catches her, the Jesus Easter Bunny Christ.
Let's just call it the bunny. Let's just call it the bunny. It's way too much.
There was a moment in there where he goes, touch me, right?
Yeah.
He gets her hand and he puts it where Jesus Christ was cut in the ribs, right?
Where he was poked with the spear. Yeah.
Yeah. And did that not seem a little orgasmic the way he was grown?
Yes, because he was just like laid. If he had eyeballs, they would have rolled to the back of his head.
Yeah, that was a little too creepy. I felt a little weird the fact that they were involving a 10-year-old girl with a guy simulating a pleasure, like, of moaning.
Yeah, and then he was saying that it's been a long time since he's been touched. Yeah,
but I still felt like, all right, this.
Yeah, but that is, to me, I was totally in agreement with you on that.
Yeah,
but
this director's still trying to.
But then he followed it up with the bunny saying, you know, it's been a long time since someone touched me. I'm like,
yeah.
What? Look, there's a woman masturbating in her bed right now. Go let her touch you.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? It's like.
So that was weird. I didn't like that aspect. I thought that was a bad decision by the director.
I agree.
With how the bunny acted. From that point forward, though, when they did the whole, they kept on showing his face when he would talk, and then he started doing like, saying some things that you couldn't really understand. Not on one playthrough. You'd probably have to slow it down and listen, turn it off all audio.
He was saying that, you know, she could never.
No. I'm talking about when he's doing the chanting and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I think we were purposely supposed to not hear that. I think.
Yeah. Okay. But they kept the camera on him for quite a while, and when they kept the camera on him for so long, for me, it took away from the creepiness because I was like, all right, they did a good job of sealing off the mask so it looks like it blends with his skin, but otherwise that totally looks like a mask.
Yeah, no, I was like saying, can we just focus on something else? I want to see the look of the girl's face because I got tired of looking at all the black things on his body that were supposed to be hairs and the thorn and the black eyes. I was like, I didn't want to look at this thing because to me, I was literally just, I don't want to look at it. I'm like, I'm done. Let this be over already.
Yeah, they couldn't have the guy shave or something.
Well, I'm not talking about his actual natural hair. I'm talking about the stuff they put on to make it more furry. I'm like, I
just thought his the mask was not. When you look at it fast, it looked good.
Once again, it's an indie film.
No, I know, but
you're being meticulous.
Take that into account, because I lost the creepiness vibe. Once
I understand that. And, I'm on the opposite spectrum. I was too creeped out from the mask, and I didn't want to see the bunny anymore.
I lost it. I
didn't want to see the bunny anymore.
Now, I did think that she would argue more with what he wanted about taking her place, though. She pretty much agreed to it after denying it one time, and then she agreed to it. Oh, okay.
Well, because she had no choice.
Yeah, but, I mean, fight for your life?
Well, she was going to have a life anyway, so either live or what have you.
I'd rather not.
But the transformation, I mean, come on, you could at least given us a little something instead of a little shot. And all we get is little shadows shaking back and forth, and suddenly I don't know.
Come on, Lynn, it's an indie film.
Yes, but I would have loved to see at least a little bit of her teeth popped out. You could at least done something small.
No, I totally agree with you right there. I was like, they're just gonna give us the shadow. That's it.
Because right there is what took me out, because I looked like I was watching a cartoon right there.
Yeah, they should have ended. They should have ended with a peek of her as taking the place, and then also what happens to the old Easter Bunny?
He dies,
or this, or whatever.
I would hope he dies, and then she just takes up the mantle.
All right, so Mother's Day. This one I thought was weird. Again, a lot of these films are relying on religion.
And not just the typical pseudo-Christian, because this one had a lot of pagan elements of fertility. They did a lot of stuff, fertility practices.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When you go somewhere and they start doing chanting and crap like that, you need to get out. Because
she was drugged as well.
Well, she was doing ayahuasca or whatever. But the fact is, like, when they started doing that chanting thing in the pool in the tub, I was like, oh girl, you got to get out of there. Whenever that happens in a movie, that's bad news.
Nah, no, that
it's always bad news
see,
in every movie.
See, that's the stigma that, for me, of not being that whole section, and then the response that you give is what pisses me off in general, because a lot of people are so fucking closed-minded when it comes to that.
It's just talking about movies.
Yeah, I'm referring to just movies, because movies are the cause of this. Because you get that closed-minded because you see the scene in the film. You yourself just said it's always bad news.
Yeah, in movies.
That whole thing was all about fertility. All those women that were there could not have kids.
Yes.
And were there for fertility help. So they were chanting and praying and doing whatever the case would be for fertility help. And yeah, there was nothing wrong in that. What creeped me out was the guy out of nowhere. The one big, huge Hispanic buff guy that just like popped out of the blue like he's the head of a harem. And I'm like, who the fuck are you?
He's the designated banger.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, and was that him, like, when at the end, when you see her giving birth and you see the giant hand come out, what, did he just decide to pop himself out and it's like, hey, look at me?
I don't know what that was. Like, then earlier, the woman says, you're a gateway. Does that mean gateway to hell? Are you a gateway to heaven? Are you a gateway to the middle ground?
I was confused with that, and also the fact that she said, for every life that you denied, it will continue.
Every life that you end, it comes back stronger.
It comes back stronger, right.
So what is it? What is it?
So, one, what is that in reference to? Like, is it all the 20 kids that she aborted, are they all going to come out in one time? Or, you know, then you mentioned the gateway, you know what I mean? Then you mentioned the gateway, are you going to have 20 people with luggage coming out and say, oh, look, we're home? Like,
and that, I mean, that's where I turn to my response earlier is that, like, some of these, they don't focus on storytelling.
Yeah.
Focus on just being weird.
Yeah, this one was definitely more on like a what the fuck.
And that doesn't make it a good short film just because you're weird. No. And that doesn't make it artistic at all. Mm-hmm. And I hate the fact that some people view this, like, not to say this whole thing is bad. I'm still making up my mind as we talk through this. Yeah. But the fact that that's what they relied on in some of these. I think it started off strong in the premise of what they had, and then once they focused on the one guy, and then those two different opposing thoughts that they gave you, like with her being a gateway, and then the every birth she denied comes back stronger, left me with like a what? And right there, it just, everything fell out, and I could not follow the rest of it no matter what. And the fact that, okay, she's trying to get away with using the other phone, and you're going to tell me that the police are going to ask her what's her address when they can still trace the cell phone? Yeah, she's using a newish iPhone. A newish iPhone. They wouldn't ask you where are you. Yeah. They would say other. I would assume that they would say other questions. Once you say I'm being kidnapped, and you say it again,
they just say stay on the phone. And the other girl who took the phone did not hang it up. No. So
I hope that there's a follow-up where police come and kill all those women.
No, I just hope they kill the one guy, because that's the other thing that creeped me out. I'm like, who the fuck?
He looked like he belonged, if he wasn't like a Hispanic Latino, he looked like he should belong in the Dothraki.
No, he looked like he belonged to, you know, a gay club dancing for, you know, money.
Well, anyway, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because that son of a bitch was a little too clean cut. And why he got to be the villain? Why is he got to be Hispanic? All of them were of different nationalities as far as the women. The one male that they decided to use, oh, fuck it, let's just put him in there.
And here's the other thing about this whole one as well, Lynn. Like, and I'm not saying anything bad about you, but I'm saying what the perceived picture that they're showing is that these women are not good people. They've now held this woman hostage while she's pregnant for 9 months or 8 months.
I look at it. I look at that aspect.
And they've essentially forced her to be raped to be pregnant.
Minus the two. Well, she was already pregnant. This is the point.
No, she She
the doctor did not give her the abortion.
Yeah.
And she was looking for other ways to stop getting pregnant.
Yeah, so she wasn't pregnant when she started the short film.
Right.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that Mexican, Latino, Hispanic dude pretty much raped her because she was freaking drugged.
My thing is, I looked at the ladies as a cult from there on out, because
they're not a good.
The two bad ladies were the doctor and her sister. That's the way I looked at it. They were the two main.
They were trying to build business for each other to do things that people might not want.
Right.
That's exactly how
I looked at the other women as because they're desperate, they can't have kids, they're looking for a way out, so they're being told by this weird old lady that, well, you hang with us, we'll be able to get you kiddos, or whatever the case may be.
I will say this about the one lady. I think it was really harsh of her, and maybe she doesn't understand. These women are there because they haven't been able to bear a child yet. And that's sad, and that's understandable. But this woman has been pregnant every time she's had sex. Like, and she goes, "Oh, you're so," or she said some sarcastic comment. It's like, bitch, you don't know her struggles. Like, for reals, that made me mad, dude. I was like, she has the same struggles as you, just the entire different, the opposite. The same struggles, just the opposite. And I was like, that bitch, she pissed me off, dude.
Yeah, no, I know. She was a total fucking ass clown.
So you would rather get pregnant every time you had sex? No.
Yeah, you'd be having what people up north call the Puerto Rican twins. They'd be born like 13 months apart or 14 months apart.
Yeah, 9 to 13 months. You're supposed to wait 1 month, but they don't.
So
anyway, all right. So let's jump on to Father's Day. Now this one, I found this one very interesting. I found the degree of this one, the way they made it, was very different from all the other ones.
This one gave me a form of a frequency type.
The fact
that the past is talking to the present while still being in the past.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be some kind of time warp, but then they showed two planets like going to lining up, right?
It's the moon crossing over something and eclipsing something else.
Yeah, and I thought that also brought me to think of that movie with, I think, Kirsten Dunst, where the two Earths are about to collide from two different, like, parallel universes.
Okay.
But it kind of, like, they showed the moon and the Earth thing twice, and I was wondering, like, when is that going to play into this story?
I think that had all to do with just timing. Like,
maybe
that was supposed to. That's how much time she had till everything had to go through with everything that she was listening to from her father. That was an estimate how much time she had to get to the certain time period. Because remember, he said you had to be there by a certain point at the beginning. It's like, if you plan on going.
Yeah, and she's listening to an old playback from her father, while in the past, when her father was creating the playback, had her daughter with her, and they go into a building which I'm assuming is some kind of psych ward or CPS or something. Probably not CPS, but like some kind of psych ward or something along those lines, or some kind of weird religious place, right?
Yeah, we couldn't tell with this one.
There's no identifying features on the building, nothing. It's and even that the part I didn't like about this one is that building didn't fit in with the setting of everything else that she's walked past.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, she's walking on a beach that looks like she's in freaking Myrtle Beach on freaking Virginia or something, right? Then she's walking through houses that reminded me of Grand Theft Auto 5, where Stephen Ogg's character lives, Travis, or whatever. And then she gets to all of a sudden this nice Art Deco freaking concrete building with pillars, and I'm like,
it looks like a museum.
Yeah, and it doesn't fit in at all. And I was like, why the hell did they do this? Like, why did they choose these? The director or producer of this choose these? And so for me, I was really upset with the consistency of this, the way this was filmed. But at the end, when she finally gets to the message part of the father, and like I said, we're at this point in the recording where he says bye to the daughter, right? And we still don't know where he's at. He has to talk to a woman. Yeah. And then you see somebody in a chair pass, and then they focus on her crossing the line, right? Which technically the line wasn't even in the room. The line was in front of the room.
No, but then from the point where when she walks through that door, she's no longer on Earth. she's wherever, you know, we're supposed to acknowledge that she got transported to wherever he is. And that
they do, I think
that,
they did the I think they did a flash or something, right?
yeah, because then you see that she's outside of a building, and the chair with this thing that's sitting with its back to her is, you know, sitting like on a porch, and this line looks like I guess it encircles the building, and it's supposed to be like a ward, like to keep that thing at bay. And the reason why I say that is because he makes a reference that she came of her own free will.
Yeah,
She
and it was almost
dragged, she wasn't forced or what have you. So
you know what it made me think of is that when that was said, it made me think of True Blood. You know how in True Blood the vampires. Okay, well in True Blood it's just the opposite though. In True Blood the vampires cannot enter a house unless they're invited.
Right.
They have to willfully be invited. So that's kind of like what. Yeah, that's what I kind of got from that. Was that because it was her own free will going in there. So I got that.
And I think that white line was supposed to be a representation of a barrier, keeping that thing at bay. Hence why it was sitting with his back away from it.
What do you think that thing was? Do you think that was her father? And what if it was her father? What do you think it was to begin with? Was it a demon?
I don't think it was a demon per se. I think her mom had a little alien love cest or what have you, because towards the end she finally does get a phone call from her mom, but she never answers it because for some stupid reason she left her phone in the car.
Dumb bitch. That's a horror trope right there.
Yeah, I'm like,
if I've ever seen one, that's a horror trope right there.
Yeah, let's just go into strange neighborhoods without and leave my car behind, as well as my phone that is perfectly capable of getting anything.
Now, so you think that might be some kind of alien thing? I was wondering if it was some kind of feral vampire, like a feral vampire.
No, I think, like I said, and the reason why is because of the moon eclipsing that other larger planet or whatever it was. I think that there was some type of gateway because of that, and she had to pass through before the entire thing got eclipsed. And once she came over, she's there for good.
Yeah.
And once she passed that barrier,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why I took it that way. I think that was her father in his natural element, if that makes sense.
Okay. That makes that makes sense. But what do you think that is, though? I mean, okay, how about this thing? Because do you think that thing was attacking her? I thought that thing looked like it was going to attack her.
At first I did, but then it doesn't play with the rest of the film.
No, but why would? Yeah, exactly. Why would the dad want to attack her?
Yeah, and why would he like invest all this time and wait years until she's ready to come see him?
Only if she's strong enough. Yeah. To me, it seemed like
maybe it was attacking. This is her way to see if she's able to survive.
But then why stop there? Because to me, this whole one right here, with this Father's Day one, felt nothing like horror at all. Yeah. I was like, this is not a horror short. This is not at all a horror short. Yeah. So I felt like this one did. See Harley Morenstein, the Sauce Boss, aka everything else that he goes by. What I liked about this one, Lynn, is that Harley's lines, if you ever watch Epic Mealtime, they sounded like he wrote his lines. It sounded almost like how he talks when he does Epic Mealtime. Like super bodacious and braggadocious and really out there. My favorite line was, "Which witch is gonna jump on this boomstick?" But yeah, I don't know what you think of this.
I hated him because where he started. First of all, when we see him, he's in a store, he's getting candy, which is eventually for the three girls, and he sounds like a typical Southern Californian trying to lure some idiot girl to be his cam girl. But then,
funny thing is, I can hear his accent.
I'm getting to a point, and then halfway through this story, suddenly he sounds like he's like from Oshakosha, Minnesota, or up north in Canada, because his accent just came out of nowhere, and he was like almost. I was waiting for an A or a boot because.
I could hear his accent. I could hear his accent a little bit at the beginning, but it got worse.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck happened to your voice, man? Can't you stay in character?
Yeah.
So and I love this one because of the swerve. towards him because I thought this was going to be a typical film where he's going to start beating on these girls and some outside force saves them. But no, this is not the case. They took it upon themselves, and they made him feel like the big old pussy that he really was. Quite literally.
I feel that I felt actually that he didn't deserve that.
Yes, it was well deserved.
I didn't think it was deserved.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, it was.
I will have to say that I didn't think it was deserved to that extent. But I did like this one. I did like the dialogue in this one better than any of the other films, any other shows.
I just wish this son of a bitch would have stood in character and not jump into a Canadian accent.
I like this dialogue in this one the best. I do like Kevin Smith as a director. I love what he's done in horror. Red State is one of my favorite horror films, but I mean, some people don't consider it horror. It's in horror, the genre, whenever you look for it, though. I love that film. Kevin Smith directed that. I still haven't seen Tusk. Have you seen Tusk?
It's like Cop Out. Let's just put it that way. I don't.
Is it horror though? What I'm saying though.
It's horror, but it's horrible.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
But it's true. It's a bad, and he admits to it. It was just he was using Tusk to make his other films. So
we've talked about this before though. How he makes movies for himself and for his fans.
Well, no, he didn't even do this for himself. He made Tusk so he could get money to make. At this time, it was Clerks 2.
After that,
I think it was Clerks 2.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, anyways, the thing is though, I like this one because of the dialogue mainly. Mm-hmm. I like the small confinements. It was interesting. I like this one. I thought it was cool. I like this one the best, and it was one of those ones just like in Valentine's Day that it seems kind of like a horror. This one is more closer to torture porn though, in the sense that it does have a start and an end. It definitely ends. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because you actually know what.
And we're not left thinking like, what the hell crawled out of her vagina?
Yeah.
So, anything else on Halloween?
No, Halloween was fun.
All right, Christmas, starring Seth Green.
This one I felt was a little fucked up.
I thought this one was messed up too, but like in a cool kind of way. I
didn't think cool. First of all, the guy was. I understand. As a dad, you want to get your kid that gift.
Yeah.
But to leave a man dying, and he was like, "Oh, I'll call someone." Dude, you can still make the call. Why didn't you make the call?
Yeah. Make the call and then still the UV.
Yeah.
Dude, you can still do both. You can still do both. So that's why I was thinking the same thing. Like he could still do both.
Yeah. Like
the thing about the UV that they don't explain, which I'm assuming is that the UV takes brainwaves because it has an antenna on the right side.
The thing
so
is,
I'm assuming it takes brainwaves or something, or reads your retinas.
No,
or something.
The boy says what they do. They take your online personality, so everything you've done, and they interject. And the box even says. You view makes you see you.
Yeah, but that's what. But how do you get your online personality of?
Maybe it's
Bluetooth. Would not show that from that guy's perspective.
But my point is that's you're over. They use that just a reference. You know, I don't think it really has anything to do with that. The key to that was the box says the you view makes you see you. So you're going to see yourself from whatever perspective it may be. Why do you think that when he saw what his wife did, he saw it from the victim's perspective? He was seeing what she saw as if he was her. So
but I'm taking that as I'm not taking that the internet's not going to give that though, because why would the internet know that he walked away from somebody?
But it records what you're seeing. Remember when he called the sports line and the guy goes like, "Do you want me to pull up the video footage of what you've been dealing with to see if you have any problem?"
I know. That's not what I'm saying, Lynn. What I'm saying is that it projected an image for Seth Green
of
him, right?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that the UV was probably using some type of brainwaves or memory recognition combined with all the internet stuff, because it was the exact same thing that happened that it showed.
Right.
When when he stole the U view.
Yeah.
The internet's not going to know that, is what I'm saying.
It's not the internet. It is pulling from you. It is
Yeah, that's
pulling
what I'm
from
saying.
your memories. It stated
That's
that
what I
at the
said.
beginning.
That's what I
The
said.
boy, but the
But
boy
it's opposite.
stated that. But it's showing it from a different perspective because you're supposed to see yourself throughout, no matter what. So
I know,
you
and
notice-
that's not my issue that I'm having. That I'm saying.
then you need to explain it better because I'm not getting what you're trying to.
You're
get
saying the opposite, but now what you're trying to say, we're on the same page. Is what I'm saying is that the antenna is taking like some kind of brainwaves or his retina viewing the U view system, and it's using his memories to show him back what he did.
I don't think
and-
the antenna played that much of a factor in the story.
Here's the thing: is what I'm saying is that they don't tell you this stuff, Lynn.
Right, but you're
All
not,
of a sudden, they
'cause
started showing him.
You're supposed to just get into the story and just leave it as is.
I wasn't trying to go on.
understand.
I wasn't trying to go on to this, but then you started countering me, and now it's turning.
No,
into this. What I'm saying is that I like this one. I thought it was weird in a Dexter way. Like, why do we like Dexter? Right?
I don't.
We should.
I don't know. I don't like
You
Dexter.
never watched Dexter?
No.
They've never watched Dexter.
No.
Well, Dexter's all about a serial killer. You know, it's like I watched this one, and as much as Seth Green's character did something that I think is bad, like I liked the end result of the story of just being a little short story of his wife giving him some
Finally, she finds something to admire him for and gives him a little piece of ass.
Yeah.
And I would be, first of all, on Christmas Eve, you go and slide your arm over to your wife and try to get a little cozy and a little Christmas nookie, and she says no, I'd be throwing that bitch out the bed, first of all. I'm like, what? Christmas Eve and you're denying me? Fuck you!
What other present are you giving me?
I'm like, yeah, man, that shit, there better be a fucking Maserati outside with a big-ass fucking bow in the morning if you're telling me no to sex on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I thought this one was more of like a funny horror, just like Dexter. I totally got that vibe.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if the director or the writer or whatever, the people that were involved with making this one were any which way involved with Dexter, or were they just big fans of Dexter? Because this is kind of like Dexter, but to a different level. I liked it. Did you like this one?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just thought it was a little fucked up.
It is. It makes you wonder too, though. At the end, what does he decide to do?
Well, my point, does he go to her and say the same thing? I saw what you did.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have been sitting there like, yeah, You think I was bad?
Now? Is he scared of her now? Is he gonna?
He shouldn't be.
I would be too.
No, I said he shouldn't be.
Oh, he shouldn't be.
He should be man up because he was a little too timid for me at the beginning. And I would be like, no, bitch, yeah, I did that, so what? Now he could be like, I saw what you did to your boss. You poisoned him and hacked him up.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have to give me...
I liked it. I would love to see like another short of that to see, like, maybe give me like a six part series of little 10-minute shorts
each Christmas,
or just where their relationship goes.
No, I want to see. I maybe do them with every holiday.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Do every holiday with them. Yeah.
But then you eliminate the U-view because you would still need to incorporate that into the stories.
At this point, they know, and so
no, because I want to see what the kid. I see, because you can play this off and see what the kid.
We don't want to see that. That's probably really bad.
But that's my point.
No, I don't want to see the kid.
Because you know, if they're as fucked up as they are, that kid's gonna be fucked.
Probably, yeah. But I would like to see a miniseries of that. That would be nice little. See a few more shorts of that one. I like that one. Next one is Happy New Year. This one I really liked as well.
I cheered.
You cheered?
Oh yeah! At the end, I was like, "Yeah, that fucking son of a bitch got his." Because
I thought it was so funny, and I actually thought that they were gonna do something kind of like what just happened in Christmas.
Yeah.
That when they both realized they were gonna kill each other, that they were gonna be like, "Oh wow, we're a match made in heaven."
Well, that's what they gave you the impression when they were sitting at the table, and she was like, let's just get this over with, and she was talking about how all her exes just wanted to be one and done. So here's this guy that wasn't being that way and not trying. But, dude, tell me you did not bust a gut laughing when he's dribbling the chocolate milk.
The milkshake?
Yeah, out of his mouth.
Oh, that said you're hot.
I'm like, oh my God.
Why would you apologize for that? Like, because now you think I just want to have...
But then she plays it off so... I could not be doing that scene with him without...
But let's be honest, though, dude. That happens, like, in real life. Like, you say something like that...
I've never done...
It happens to people. It's happened to me, where you say something where you thought it was perfectly normal. You don't get the immediate response that you thought you'd get. You're like, now you start second questioning yourself. And so I was like, oh, I totally understand I understand how he's feeling. I'm not going to go pour chloroform on a woman's mouth, but I understand what he's saying, you know?
I don't know. Don't make me see a wanted poster for you later on.
So what do you think would have happened? You know when he kind of turns, when they're watching the fireworks and whatnot, he turns to her and he's about to go in to kiss her. Do you think if she would have turned and kissed him, would everything have been all right?
No.
Well, from his perspective. Not from her perspective, but from his perspective, you think things would have been okay? Like, he wouldn't have performed things. I think it would have been.
No, I don't think so. And the reason why is because the moment she grabbed his crotch and how quick he jumped off, like said, "Whoa, don't touch me." Like,
well,
here's the point where he lost control.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to react. And he was like,
Yeah.
all right, I got to go into the bathroom and prep myself to do what I normally do. Because he thought he was going to have to force his way.
Well, what I'm saying, though, is, let's say the crotch, because he was going to try to kiss her before the crotch grab.
Right.
If he kissed her, and if she reciprocated the kiss, I think on his end of things, the chloroform wouldn't have happened right then and there. It might have happened down the road, but I don't think it would have happened right then and there. I think her end, she was still going to kill him regardless.
Yeah, that's why I still think it still would not have been good.
Yeah.
It would just and God, I love her with the axe.
I think his mind would have been different. I don't think he would have gone to the restroom right away, and because it would have been on his terms. You know what I mean? He'd be making out with her on his terms. I don't think he would have gone to the restroom.
This is my point. This is him who had to force control from the first woman.
Yeah.
And said, all right, I've had you for so long, it's time for me to trade up. Boom, I shoot you in the head.
Yeah.
The other woman had no say in the matter. So here's him dictating. And one, he never fully had control because she said, you want to come to my apartment, watch the ball drop? She's the one who initiates everything. So, and the fact that he goes in for the kiss and gets ejected, he's like, oh, well, I don't have control here. I got to find a way to get control back.
And it wasn't even really that he was rejected.
Yeah.
It moved on to a way that he wasn't prepared for.
This is just all because he wasn't comfortable with not being in control of something.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I believe if he would have never went into the bathroom, though, and let her continue to play on, you know, with that, and let her
fondle him and whatnot?
No, just let her dictate certain things so that way it'd be at her pace instead of the guy always doing everything like she was stating.
Maybe she wouldn't have tried to kill him.
Exactly. That's where I thought it would have been different.
Maybe it's a combination of both things then. It's him if he would have been able to let somebody else
if he would have kissed her when he wanted to, she would
have been good for him.
She would have looked at it as like, oh, he's just like everybody else. I'm going to kill him right now. He would have never made it to the bathroom.
Yeah, but then but because it was on her terms afterwards, it would have been okay for him, and she wouldn't have tried to kill him. But then he ended it by going to the restroom.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a no-win situation. Right. Like both of them need to be in control and dictate how the relationship goes. Otherwise, they're going to resort to what they do.
Yeah.
So I liked it a lot.
And once again, another Hispanic being the big evil at the end.
Yeah, and she's over there yelling. She's over there saying things in Spanish. I was like, oh,
she said Happy New Year's, my love.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you fucking bitch. I love it.
I gotta say that kill at the end when she kills him finally and she gets the axe in his skull. I was like, that was pretty satisfying, man.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, that was good.
That whoever did this one, they should have talked to the ones that did Easter and how to do the mask for the bunny. This was a good kill. I like this one. The leg coming off was a little but the kill.
No,
with the
I actually liked the leg coming off because it was just one clean chunk.
No, I like that she got like injured him.
Yeah.
I just thought it could have been a little better in the FX, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought the kill for the head though, I thought that was good, beautiful.
I thought it was so apropos that they went back to the gun and played it off. It was like, you know, this guy's too stupid. He's gonna forget to load it up. I never once thought his gun was loaded because they focused it on too many times. I was like, this guy's got an empty gun. I don't know what he's thinking about.
Yeah.
So I thought that was great. That was another, you know, scumbag getting what he deserved.
And it was fun. Well, she needs to get that too though. At some point.
She's only dealt with scumbags though.
She needs to get it too. But I did think it was funny that I thought this whole thing was funny. I thought it was funny how even though he's killed people, I'm assuming he's killed more women than just the last one, right? That's what I'm assuming.
I think it may have been in a yearly basis. Hence why he said, you know, he had that one for whatever year because you saw the different holidays with her as well. In the picture book when he's going through the pictures before he shoots her.
Yeah.
So you saw that it was a long time that he had this woman. You know, so, and I'm pretty sure he's done that previous with. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I bet he's done it before.
Oh yeah.
Not just her. And so I thought it was funny when he freaks out because he sees dead bodies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So I liked this one. I liked Christmas. I liked Halloween. There was a few in there that seemed more weird than anything. Like the directors were really trying to just be weird.
Yeah.
Instead of tell a coherent story with the beginning and the end, and also trying to relate it to horror. It seemed like there was a lot of religious stuff in these little short films.
I think that the ones that were too religious were Easter, Mother's Day, and St. Patrick's. Those were the three that focused on it. Other than that, all the other ones were pretty, you know, off that topic.
Yeah, definitely those three for sure. Those very were all about religion.
Yeah.
Lynn, final thoughts on it and give us a grade.
Final thoughts. Quirky, oddball. It's one of those movies that have you like scratching your head like, what the fuck am I watching? But at the same time, you're like rooting for the bad guys, certain ones. So it was a good mix. You know, you get the good with the bad, and then you get the other ones that are just like, oh, all right. As a grade, I'd say I'd have to go with another B- on this. Just on some of the situations, like for me, the bunny thing was a little too much. Could have focused more. Other spots I would have loved, like in Valentine's Day, I wish it would have been just a hair longer, and she had not just done the one girl, but the other girls that were picking on her.
Multiple hearts.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, so, and just a follow up to see what would have happened if he would have taken the heart.
To see if he's that messed up as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'd stick with that B-. A C. It would have been a C. It would have been higher if some of the effects were a little bit better for me.
Okay. I enjoyed this one. It's different, definitely from comparative to Tales of Halloween.
Yeah.
Both of them had good quality, but I'm comparing this to Tales of Halloween right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. And I like Tales of Halloween a smidge better than this one.
Same.
Smidge better than this one. I do not remember what I gave Tales of Halloween.
I think a B. I think it was
a what?
I think
I gave it a B. Yeah, I think I gave it a B as well.
Yeah, because I think I gave it a B as well.
If I gave it a B, I would give this a B-. Yeah. I would give this one a smidge lower than a Tales of Halloween. Right. This is something I could definitely. This one's not as easy to throw on in the background with a bunch of people.
No, this is one that you definitely have to pay attention to certain things, or else you could be more fucked in the head, like wondering what's going on.
Yeah, and with Halloween the Tales of Halloween, it's more so you just watch it and you see definite figures of Halloween and horror. This one, you have to listen and pay attention to the stories.
Because you won't know what holiday you're on if you're just leaving it in the background. Exactly.
So this is not something I would just put on at a party. It would be something that I would recommend to friends to watch horror films.
Yeah.
Or weird ass films. So, all right. Anything else, Lynn?
No, I think we pretty much covered all the holidays.
Perfect. All right, guys. So, Lynn, tell them where they can find you and
Right
what's
here.
going on.
Right here on AKA Geeks, as always. Catch us on the podcast, catch us on Facebook, Twitter. Leave us comments. What do you think we should do next? I know for Halloween you're going to mention that, so we'll leave it at that. But yeah, just keep us posted. Let us know what you want.
Yes. You guys can catch us on, like Lynn said, the podcast on Tuesday. We're going to be doing a movie of the week Halloween night special. Hopefully that will be a good one. We're going to be watching Sleepy Hollow. I've never seen that one, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I've never seen it. Looking forward to it. I've seen the old cartoon back in the day, and I'm pretty sure I've seen another version of it when I was younger.
The Disney one?
Probably, but I've never seen this one. So I'm looking forward to it. Stay tuned for that. We'll be streaming that live. That'll be a good one. It'll be a little later than normal because Lynn's going to be out trick-or-treating with his kids because he's a good father. I'm just going to be here denying kids candy at my house. I'm going to turn the light off.
So you're going to get egged.
Yeah. But you guys catch me on Xbox One, Swish 187, or on PS4 as Swisherop. I'm going to be playing some more South Park's Fractured Butthole tonight. And I'm probably going to be jumping into Super Mario Odyssey, so I'm looking forward to that. So lots of stuff going on this week, you guys.